ultimately, this administration is nothing but miscalculation.
Yeah.
It's a house of cards. I still believe it's all going to implode. It's going to come tumbling down. And I think we're going to see that sooner rather than later.
At the same time, Matt Gaetz, who's now accused of paying a homeless minor for sex, was Donald Trump's top pick for attorney general. I mean, no one's going to believe this timeline. They'll be like, oh, was that the one that shot a puppy in the face and bragged about it? Oh, no, it was the one that tried to have sex with a homeless teenager for dental work. I have to wake up in some other timeline than this, Glenn. I just do.
Yeah. Or it's the guy who's trying to make measles great again. Take your pick.
Yes. So this one, can I say, because we're out here in California, Bill says Pam Bondi is suing California because of its redistricting plan. She calls it a brazen power grab that mocks the democratic process. Really, Pam? Trump ordered Texas to redistrict to find him extra Republican seats. California voters approved that state's redistricting plan. Which one of these is a brazen power grab that mocks the democratic process, and which follows the democratic process to enact the will of the voters? Remember, every accusation is a confession. I mean, this lawsuit's not going to work, right?
It's all projection. The courts, the good news is the federal courts have been handling, I would say, 98% of the Trump litigation writ large, whether he's being sued or trying to sue the world. I'm suing the world. None of this is going to get through the lower federal courts or the courts of appeal. I always have to add, but the Supreme Court. We never know what they're going to do because they have this insatiable appetite to expand Donald Trump's power, even if it's employed lawlessly and unconstitutionally. So, we still have challenges with the courts, but I think this California suit is laughable.
Speaking of California, so Eric Swalwell, Alpha Liberal, years of my favorite Alpha Liberal, reportedly going to run for governor. He's in the, I think, Alpha Liberal mode of Gavin Newsom. A lot of people out here are saying. But of course, he's next on the list with this, bull mortgage fraud allegation, right? The pattern is unmistakable. I was in the federal courthouse in Alexandria yesterday watching the vindictive prosecutions of James Comey and Letitia James. And, what I saw, just kind of made me nauseous as somebody who devoted decades to the Department of Justice and representing the interests of the American people. But it's so laughable when you have this Bill Pulte character. It's like, okay, let's go after Democrat after Democrat after Democrat after Democrat. With every new BS allegation made against a Swalwell or a Schiff or others, all they're doing is building the vindictive prosecution cases stronger for all of these people. I mean, ultimately, this administration is nothing but miscalculation. Yeah.
It's a house of cards. I still believe it's all going to implode. It's going to come tumbling down. And I think we're going to see that sooner rather than later.
So, Glenn, you were in the court, as you said, for the Comey and Letitia James case. You said a bad day in court for the DOJ and Lindsay Halligan. What do you think is next? Are they going to get thrown out for, that she wasn't properly appointed, or which?
Yeah, watching the Judge Curry, who is a judge that was brought up from South Carolina because they had to litigate whether the U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, Lindsay Halligan, needs to be booted from the case because she is unlawfully serving in that position. The judge was very receptive when she was, hearing the arguments of James Comey's lawyer and Letitia James' lawyer. And then once this new alleged prosecutor stood up, because Lindsay Halligan still hasn't uttered a word in court, which is probably the smartest thing she's ever done. This new prosecutor starts to get up and say, look, basically, we want to cut Congress out. We want to cut the judiciary out. We want to be able to put flunky U.S. attorneys in place, one after another, after another, after another, for 120 days a pop. And we can do that for 4 years. And the judge, kind of looking down over her glasses figuratively, is like, really? I mean, the judge was pretty darn critical of what Lindsay Halligan's team was arguing.
Because we like to be liberal helpers.
Sure.
I should say Lindsay Halligan was properly appointed when they put her in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. She's very pretty. She looked good.
Gee, her hair smells terrific.
It did. Okay. You also said Trump's pardon palooza, what it might signal for future elections. He just pardoned everyone involved in the big lie and the attempted overthrow of the United States government. right?
Yeah, first he pardoned the boots of the insurrection, his foot soldiers.
I was just thinking about that, Glenn, that you've said this so many times.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Merrick Garland, this is why the original mistake was going after the boots instead of the suits, because the suits got away and then they pardoned the boots. So everybody loses, right?
He should have gone after them both. Frankly, the suits are more important because the suits are the ones, the attorneys, who orchestrated this unconstitutional scheme to try to end American democracy. The boots, in part, were duped into believing, some of them, by Donald Trump, that their election was rigged, their vote was stolen, their favorite president was being wrongfully taken away from them. Now go storm the Capitol and stop the steal, right? Right. So, is my picture still okay with you guys?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
okay.
So handsome.
I had a call come in. It looked like he kicked me out.
No.
So he pardoned the boots, and now he got around to pardoning the suits. But I see all of this stuff as a recruiting call. He is just saying, listen, if I need you come midterms or come the next presidential election, you can already see that I have your back if you do my criminal bidding. And here we are.
Stuart Rhodes, the guy with
one good eye.
Right. Just said I'm reconstituting my, stand back and stand by army, ready to go whenever Trump. Yeah. Okay. To your point, all 27 Trump judicial nominees won't say Biden won. I mean, this is where we are, Glenn. I mean, let's end on a happy Supreme Court decides not to revoke the right to gay marriage.
Yeah.
As Dana and I talked about yesterday, Glenn, that's how you know you're a minority, when you have to sit here and wait to see if, do I have the same rights as everybody else in this country or not? Can I marry the person I love?
The government shouldn't be in a position to tell us who to love, who to marry, who to commit to. That's just absurd and obscene. And I'll tell you, the fact that they refused to revisit and try to revoke Obergefell's protections for gay marriage must have really ticked off the likes of Alito and Clarence Thomas. They must be steaming, and that makes it all the sweeter.
Oh, I know. Chris and I speculated what Alito was viciously writing on a cocktail napkin.
Yeah.
A lot of F words.
Tearing through the napkin. Yeah.
You know who I love? Can't marry him. You and John Fugelsang. You said I had the privilege to join John Fugelsang on stage for a Q&A about his remarkable book, Separation of Church and Hate, the event available on pay-per-view this Saturday. We're going to talk to Sir John Fugelsang about that in just a few minutes.
Yep.
Steph, can I tell you, I swear, and I said this on stage when I was doing the Q&A with John, I have never in my life read a book that on every single page made me learn and made me laugh.
That's
on
right.
every page. I don't know how he accomplished that, but it is brilliant.
That's what he does.
Yep.
That's what our Sir John does. Honey, thanks for being part of our whole little, universe here. Love you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm glad to be included with the cool kids.
Hey, it's John Fugelsang, and somehow my book, Separation of Church and Hate, has been on the New York Times bestseller list for 6 blasphemous weeks. It's for believers and atheists about how to use the Bible when dealing with the right-wing Christian fundamentalists who are trying to wreck Christianity and our democracy. And I'd love for you to join us for our new pay-per-view event recorded live at Union Stage in Washington, D.C. We're doing a book tour with stand-up in a rock club featuring a Q&A with our very special guest, Glenn Kirschner of Justice Matters. Everyone at the live show gets a hardcover copy of the book. There's a VIP meet and greet as well. Tickets at unionstagepresents.com. If you can't make it to D.C., the show will also be streaming and on demand November 15th at meethook.live/John F. That's meethook.live/John F. It's a holiday special for anyone who's ever watched these Christian nationalists on Fox News and thought, Jesus Christ, these people are the opposite of Jesus Christ. Streaming and on demand November 15th at meethook.live/John F.